Listen, I want to talk to you about a sensitive subject because I feel like we can talk about it. You recently said that you joined the whole R. Kelly conversation on Twitter, stating that nothing can make you not like his music. You also admitted that you haven't watched the docu-series.
No, what happened was in the middle of me watching, the show being on, I wasn't watching. I get on Twitter and I see people attacking friends of mine for liking his music. Now, I don't even know that the show is on.
Right.
So I'm like, why? I just basically said, like, how can you expect people not to like the records? So later on, people were just attacking me, like, you monster. And I hadn't seen the show. I had sent a tweet in the middle of just seeing people attacking others for liking it. Like, they were going as far as to say as you're are just as bad as a rapist for liking his song. I'm not trying to say supporting him or giving him money. I'm saying just for actually your ears liking the song, they were attacking people. Now, I will say this. I talked to my brother D-Town. He said, listen, that was in poor taste to state at that particular time because it was insensitive because the show was on.
Right.
I did not know the show was on.
Right.
So I apologize saying, yes, at that particular moment, that was insensitive. That was not appropriate to state.
Yeah.
And I understand why people were frustrated. And I think that if your mission is to correct someone and they say, yes, I stand corrected, I apologize, then you won. Mission accomplished.
Right.
So at that point, you should be able to move forward, because if I'm trying to convert your way of thinking, it's like if I'm in a room with a white supremacist and I convince him, I show him videos of lynching and murdering and hatred, and he says to me, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry for the way I viewed things and I want to change. It's not my position to say to him, no, you said that one time and no. If your purpose is to educate somebody and you educate them, you have to then say, pat yourself on the back and say, I did a great job. So yeah, what I said was inappropriate. I believe, and I talk to friends all the time who say, well, I'm not going to stop saying I said, just stop saying it. Stop saying that you like his music. Stop saying that he's the greatest to you. Stop saying anything. Don't say it, because it makes people uncomfortable. And at this point, you're just being obnoxious. At this point, if you're trying to champion him as a creative, I'm not talking about as a person. If you're trying to say, well, I'm not talking about what he did, I'm talking about the music, you still are being obnoxious because you understand that this frustrates people.
Right.
So just leave it alone
Yeah.
and just walk away. And if somebody asks you questions about whatever, who's the best, just say, I don't want to answer that.
That's why you don't
I don't
want
want to talk about that. I don't want to, because at the end of the day, I'm not going to change my principles and ideas of what I believe to be true in my heart about a talent, but I do understand it makes people uncomfortable. So let's just stay away from the entire subject.
I wanted to ask if you've seen the docu-series.
I still haven't seen it. And a lot of people are angry with me for not watching it. And I'm going to say this, just so we can be clear. If you have to understand, this person created a template in which I use to this day to create music. I've at one point viewed his gift and viewed this person as a superhero. I will take your word for it. He is a monster. What he did is wrong. What he does is wrong. It's disgusting. I don't believe that all of these people are liars. I just don't believe that, and I would be ridiculous to say so. So people who come to my rescue, I want you guys to know, don't say, oh, we don't know if he did it. He did it. He did it, period. Let's just get that out there. But I don't want to watch it. I'll take your word for it. At the end of the day, I saw the video almost 20 years ago of the actual act. So if I saw that, now I have to understand that I was complicit in a part of millions and millions of us who were all complicit in supporting him afterwards. But we didn't understand, and we were educated as years went on. But I pray that you guys can understand why I don't want to watch it. Does not mean that I don't believe the victims. Does not mean that I don't support women. People went as far as telling me that I don't love my daughter because I loved his songs.
People are very angry about this.
I understand
right?
that, but you have to understand,
sensitive.
we all have to understand that you can ruin potential allies when you attack the wrong people. Educate them. Operate out of love, because we didn't do anything wrong. So if we did something that made you feel uncomfortable, then educate us. And I want you to understand something. I cannot tell you how something makes you feel. I can only tell you my intentions. But if I know that something makes you feel a certain way, then if I continue to do it, then I'm obnoxious. But if you correct me and correct what I say and say, this is, millions of people feel this way. You are in the public eye. It is your responsibility to make sure that you appease certain people in certain ways. Now, it's certain beliefs that I have that I'm steadfast on. But this is a situation where if somebody says to me, Rico, it's not comfortable for you to tell people that he's a creative genius. At this point, nobody wants to hear that. So stop saying it.
I want to challenge you to actually watch the documentary, and this is why, right? I think for me, the documentary really changed how I viewed it because it really paralleled his music and how the predatory behavior was in the music and how his lifestyle paralleled with his music. That's what I think hit home for me, because I think we all knew the facts. But the way that they put it together in explaining how the music was a reflection of what he was doing in his personal life, I think that's where the anger comes from, because now the music means something different. Now there's no way for you to separate it because of the way that they've weaved it together. So you don't have to watch it.
Yeah,
but
I'm not gonna.
I've been telling people, if you don't want to watch it,
Yeah,
you don't have to.
I'm
But
just
I've been
uncomfortable.
telling people to
I'm
please
uncomfortable
watch it.
seeing someone who at one point was a hero for me in that light. That does not mean I'm denying that he is who he is. I just know I can accept that he's wrong, right? So if somebody says somebody murdered your brother, you should see this tape of it. My brother's gone. I can't do nothing about it. I agree that he's a murderer. I believe he's a bad person. I believe he's a monster. Don't make me watch it.
Right.
So that's my position on it, and I hope people can understand.
Yeah, that's fair.
I hope and we all have the right to watch or not watch anything we want to watch. That does not make us bad people. That doesn't mean I don't love my daughter. It does not mean that I don't care about women. It means that I just don't feel comfortable seeing somebody who I revered at one point in my life in that way, and I can accept that whatever justice comes to him, he deserves, and we should all move forward in that way.